For our next session, we have Mr. Ravish Swarup, Chief Executive Officer, Praxis Services Pvt. Limited and OneFineRate.com, sharing with us how technology can streamline hotel and the travel business. Mr. Swarup is a visionary founder and CEO behind Praxis Services, a leading hotel revenue operation firm headquartered in Gurgaon, India. Established in 2011, Praxis Services specializes in reservation management, digital distribution, revenue, optimization, and CRM for the hotel industry. Please give him a round of applause.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Hotelivate, for this participation invitation. It is my maiden THINC. I come from India, as was told. My title is technology, so the country has done well in terms of being synonymous with information technology. We've contributed significantly to the world order. I'm also boastful of some outstanding hotels in the country. They've been created from exemplary standards and from the standpoint of excellence for both product and services. I also represent the country for what has been a phenomenal business model, the global capability centers in the country. I'm also bringing to you, in the interest of time, I will do justice for an outstanding success that was created by 4 Indian hotel companies, where they have embraced technology, where they have embraced personalization, where there is a significant paradigm change in terms of saying, really, the future hotelier could be located in a distant location. I've been fortunate enough to travel around the world and meet some outstanding hoteliers. And my common ask many a time is, for the business that I run, just very briefly, I'm not here to talk about Praxis, but just to give you the perspective, we manage more than 400 hotels for their reservations and revenue management. 3 of India's legendary hotel companies run their reservation services through Praxis. For the 4th, I was responsible for creating the whole entire reservation services. The reason why this business model is different, because an international hotelier, more often than not, would limit his or her knowledge to just being a call center operation. And that is what exactly India is doing differently. Today, most of the ones that I am speaking about actually do not have a reservation office at a hotel level at all. If I were to even proposition this to any international hotel, whether a chain or independent located, they are likely to say that, are you out of your mind? How is it that I cannot have the reservation services not on site? Given that AI is all encompassing, the world is changing faster than we think it is. I chanced upon this nice video, which would give a perspective in terms of where I'm heading to. And once this is done, it's about a minute long. It should leave you with certain imagination. I thought it was a great analogy, and therefore I had this recording done for the consumption. Could the audio please?
Computers to assist you in doing work. It's like a
Okay,
may
I just take this back again and play it?
Replacing a pen and paper.
I'm going to play it again.
What ChatGPT shows you is just the amazing value in allowing computers to assist you in doing work. It's like a calculator replacing the abacus, replacing a pen and paper. What's important, though, is this Buffett quote. A friend of mine told me this yesterday, which I loved. He told this story about refrigeration, and the story he tells is that the people and the person that invented refrigeration made some money. But most of the money was made by Coca-Cola, who used refrigeration to build an empire. And I view these large language models as refrigeration. Will there be some money made in it? I think so. but the Coca-Cola has yet to be built. And those are the companies that are really going to monetize it. And in order to monetize it well, here's a basic thing about machine learning that's worth knowing, which is if you take 1,000 of the same inputs and give it to Facebook and Microsoft and Google and Amazon, they'll all come up with the same machine learning model. But if you have one extra thing, one little ingredient that all of those other companies don't have, your output can be markedly different. It's like giving 2 great chefs 3 ingredients, but you give the 3rd chef 1 extra one. That person has the ability to do something very special.
So the Coca-Cola is yet to be built. Okay, so we are going through this whole process of refrigeration. And the money earned by this, in terms of the AI vendors that seem to be knocking every department, every line of business at your hotel, it's itself a chaotic proposition. So we get down together and say that, listen, how is it that there would be a central node of activity, a central decision making, which would give the direction and the impetus that is required from an AI standpoint? The new normal has begun. Hoteliers, and I say it now with quite aplomb, and I wish that there was greater pride to the fact that if we were embracers of technology, regrettably just the other side. We are such laggards in technology, where every other vertical, every other business seems to be lapping up technology and what has to be done. We have created silos of excellence. Silos of excellence exist. There is enough data. And every AI vendor for the different lines of business or department heads is approaching a department head or a vice president for that function. This is not cohesive. How is it that this would find the delight that we really want? How is it ultimately the custodian of all the experiences, the general manager, will find this nicely orchestrated and get the right symphony that he needs or she needs for her hotel? I've taken one use case as an example, just to give you for the operators and the owners here. It's very difficult to cover all lines of business. But the most important revenue enhancing, revenue optimizing, revenue generating department, which is, let's say, the front office or the reservations, okay? And if for a moment, and this is all, and I'm not going to dwell on each one of them, but this is just really information. So this is all that is happening in the world of AI. Already, there is awareness, booking, stay, upsell, and people are talking about it. People are talking about it, but please remember that they are also not the domain expert. They are speaking to you, they are meeting you. They want those perspectives. And I've taken the second one, AI and quality assurance, to just extend my point that I'm making here. You may have your reservation department or a central reservation office with about 1,000 guest engagements every single day. By no stretch of exaggeration, that every single operator that I ask, they lack the answer when I ask them that what is your conversion percentage. A back of the envelope calculation may suggest that they may go to an EPBX and say that, okay, these were the number of calls that they received, and those were the number of emails that they received in their inbox. A rough estimate. You go to Opera and calculate the number of reservations that were made during the day. The answer is, let's say, on 1,400 reservations. So you say 40% conversion. My question often is then that what are the other 600 engagement points? And that is where the operator falters, because there is absolutely no data tracking. Remember, these are not outbound engagements. These are inbound engagements where the person has called the brand. But little is known of the reason why the brand connect was done. Today, the quality assurance assessment is saying, I'm able to test the tonality. I'm able to test the hesitation when the purchase is likely not to fructify. I'm able to understand that whenever there is a blip in terms of excitement, am I catching that? And all that today, which regrettably used to be just about 5 to 10% of the massive 1,000 engagements every single day that you had to manually audit, is today possible within few minutes of the 1,000 engagements that you have. the sophistication of the report will continue to become, or continue to mature. And that is the journey that we are going to go. How many bookings got abandoned? Now, these are the things that will require a domain expert to really go into and get into data, dissect the data, and understand. But the AI is making it possible. I've taken a couple of use cases, and I saw Ingo doing the presentation yesterday, so I've also used for his business as to what is it that we can go ahead and do. For the wellness business, the most important challenge for any inquiry that is coming in remains whether the inquiry is a qualified lead or an unqualified lead, okay? How does one assess that? For the wellness advisor who's sitting there, who may or may not understand the language really well, let's say give it that the language is understood well, which means that he or she, remember the price point is usually something that, which could be a deterrent in terms of a conversion. So therefore, it is extremely important that you're data tracking. And yet again, exactly what I spoke about in terms of hesitation, in terms of saying, what is the price point? And importantly, along with the agencies, this is what is going to be delightful in terms of assessing whether the lead was a qualified or an unqualified lead. AI scrapes behavioral data, pages visited on the wellness. How much time has the person already spent time on the wellness and then made a contact with the brand? Social listening detects wellness-related conversation from leads. CRM enrichment fills missing information like income. That may be an extremely important point of consideration, whether that likelihood of that conversion is going to take place or not. Yet again, on the right-hand side, you could do metrics, which will say AI will assign a lead score, demographics, behavioral signals, engagement, how many times are email? I mean, of course, these are old ones, but AI has yet again come in with sophistication that is going to tell you targeted, qualified engagements that are there. Yet again, sales challenges. So while your outbound salesperson is already making a sales contact, there is whisper happening on his headset to say, this is what you need to speak. This is what is likely to convert. And along with the entire CRM and the guest history database, you're supplied with that information which is saying that, listen, what is the likelihood of that conversion going to take place? So these are the kind of things that the AI is enabling.